Most of the time when I come up and do my day hikes, I don't have anything that's really planned. I might have a destination in mind, but as far as what I film, I just let what nature gives me, and that's how it turns out. This is what it's given me today. I love this kind of stuff. This is a lot of fun. Used to do this all the time when I lived in the southern part of the state. Man, if I saw the mountains cloud up, bam, I was up in them. Maybe I'll try to dig out some pictures and scan them in just to show you. They're a lot of fun. But sometimes people ask me on some of my gear vids why I take so much stuff on day hikes. And I'm not out here to criticize if you bring a toothpick and that's all you bring, or if you bring everything in the kitchen sink. I don't care. But this is in part why I bring stuff. You notice right here what I'm holding is a compass. Now this place I'm quite familiar with, so I heavily doubt that I'll need it. There was a story that happened in this area, oh, maybe 10 years ago or so. There were these two ladies that went for a hike. All they went for was a day hike. It was roughly this same type of year where you're getting a lot of nice weather, but it can turn like this in a matter of minutes. What they did, there were two tourists, got out and they actually ran into a ranger at this certain area. And one thing he noted is they had very short shorts on, not very much up top as far as their clothing goes, and what they had on them was not very much. These ladies went out for a hike on a beautiful, beautiful day, and they went about 2.5 miles in, that's all. This stuff right here rolled into them. I hope I don't sound like I'm preaching. Start coming off like a soapbox video, and that's not my intention. But they come out, and as they go in, they see certain mountain peaks, so they have something to navigate from. But there's two problems with that. One, when you get into places, oftentimes, even with good weather, they change drastically in how they look compared to what they looked like where you started. Also, like I said, this rolled in on top of them. So what they did, and this, I was actually in the exact area on one of my vids that I posted, I don't know, 2 years ago. They started hiking back to their car, but they were heading north instead of south. Their car was parked south from where they were, and that's the direction they thought they were headed. Well, you heard about it on the news, 2 ladies missing. It went on and on and on. And eventually, the weather rolled in. It started to snow, and it snowed the rest of the year. As you can imagine, they were never found. Now, come the next spring, they were found. It made the news again. It was a big thing. Of course, they were dead. What they had done is they found a place. They're obviously lost. Got up against a tree, and they made a very crude shelter with what they could, and they died of exposure. So that was a simple day hike. So, you know, a lot of times that's kind of what I plan for. Of course, a lot of it too is just my camera gear, all of that kind of stuff that I need to bring, or stuff that I want to bring out here and use and test and get some feedback on. That's a lot of it too. But that's kind of why I bring the stuff that I do, because you never know what's going to happen. I just had another story that come to mind, and me and a buddy were out in weather that it's very similar to this, but much worse. And the higher you got in elevation wise, the thicker the clouds rolled in. And we ran into this guy who obviously it wasn't his first rodeo. And he said he went up, you could tell by the way he had his backpack, the gear he had with him, etc. He went up and he'd visited this place before. And he said he swore he was going in a straight line, and it ended up he went in a complete circle. And by that time he said, you know, it's time for me to go back. My original intent on doing this video was more just to describe why I take a compass with me wherever I go. And then as I started telling or talking about it, it just turned into why I take the type of gear I do with me on day hikes. Maybe is it a little overboard? Oh, perhaps. But I'll tell you, if anything ever happened to me and I had to spend the night out here, which is often the case, people go out for day hikes and then guess what? Something happens. At least I'll be prepared for it. I won't be comfortable overnight, but if it's cold weather, but I'll tell you, I'll be able to make it. So just my 2 cents. Again, you take a toothpick, someone else takes everything in the kitchen sink. Hey man, whatever floats your boat. But I do what I do, and I enjoy doing it. All right, guys, we'll see you later.